I'm coming out. I want the world to know. Gotta let it show. Yeah, you're coming out. Friends, this is a big week. This is huge. I feel like I say that all the time, but for real. This week, something magnificent is happening, and you are going to have the energy and the drive to make it happen, which is huge. So you are coming out. You're coming out. What does that mean? And by the way, happy Pride Month. It is time to come out. It is time to reintroduce yourself to society. That's huge. And that's a little bit scary too, right? But you are going to make your big debut in a very prideful, purposeful way. You are aligning yourself unapologetically to your, what I'm going to call your OG self, but better. It's your 2.0 self. So you are aligning yourself with the bigger, better version of you. It is time for you to rise from that quiet little space. Maybe there's a space inside you that stays hidden for protective reasoning, right? But it is time to rise from that quiet space where part of you feels safe being hidden. Well, it's time to come on out. It's time to debut that space that has gone through all of the things, right? All of the wounding and healing and traumas and tribulations, right? The trials, the epiphanies, the beautiful, euphoric aha moments. It is time to gather all of those experiences and put them in your cauldron of wisdom, right? Your cauldron of creation. And you're going to be using that to birth your 2.0. So you're going to step out from that space inside. You're going to share that space that you have used to hide away parts of yourself that you don't think are, accepted, or you're afraid of being seen, right, in certain spaces. You're going to come out of that. You're going to step out of that illusion of fear, that illusion that maybe I'm too much. Maybe I'm too loud. Maybe people won't accept this version of me, this 2.0 version of me. What if I get kickback? Okay, and what if you do? You're going to step out of that illusion and step into illumination. Not everyone and everything can go with you into this next 2.0 version. So yes, you might have to release some people, places, things, whatever, as you integrate and reintroduce yourself to society, and more importantly, to yourself, right? And that's okay. We're going to have to just let it go. But we're releasing ourselves from those things that have trapped us in illusionary spaces. Those people that maybe they were your friends, but they're kind of not your friends. Well, that's an illusion. Maybe that job that you think you love, but maybe you've grown out of, that's an illusion. Maybe how you identify, in a certain way, but you're growing but you're still hanging on to it because it feels comfortable and safe. That's an illusion. Drop the illusion. Step out of the illusion and step into illumination. Snap out of it, babe. Snap out of it. It is time to come out of the dream. So ask yourself, who are you really? Who are you really? It's time to take control of your story where we're not being ruled by these illusions. It's time to step out of this illusion, step out of this old story and find yourself again. Discover, be curious, play, kind of revel in the messiness of life. Find your joy, find your fierceness. Find all of the things, right? Because life is messy. Being human is a messy and beautiful, crazy experience. So how you're going to discover that 2.0 version of yourself is to allow yourself to be human and experience it through channels of play and curiosity and creativity. So you are birthing yourself through the joy of self-expression. So again, what story are you telling now? What do you tell yourself? I'm a huge fan in creating storylines and then, not completely adhering to one specific channel. Let, the universe do its thing, influence you, let fun surprises happen, right? But write down what you want. Throw it on a vision board. Write it down in your journal. What story are you telling yourself now? And that's not going to be the same story of the spaces and places inside yourself that you hid with fear, the illusion. No. What is the illumination? What does that story look like? What does it sound like to you, right? So what are we dreaming about right now? What are you dreaming about right now? And how could we actually start taking steps and living that dream just a little bit, right? Through actions, through integrations, through tiny micro steps. Step out and into that dream now. What do you see for yourself? Now, then take a breath and make it bigger. Make it bigger because you deserve that too. This is not a time to play small. This is not a time to hide still in that little closet of your heart. It's time to come out and make your debut. And some tools that can help you, other than writing down what you want and timesing that by 10, is sometimes we have to actually create the space to dream. So maybe this is playing with different forms of art or singing or meditating or dipping your toe into, water, right? Or going on a nature walk without your phone. Maybe this is laughing with friends. Maybe this is going out and being silly, right? But allowing your brain to move more into an alpha state of being, which is the first state of subconscious, allows you to tap into your higher wisdom, allows you to tap into the whispers of the universe. So this involves astral traveling. This involves daydreaming, spacing out, right? Because in order to dream a new world into being, right? Dream a little dream with me. We have to access deeper states of consciousness. So however you do that, maybe it's washing the dishes, maybe it's vacuuming, maybe it's taking a shower, maybe it's just playing. Right? Whatever it is for you, access that alpha state more, that state of consciousness that connects you to divine flow, to divine source. And then go out and do the damn thing, right? Make it happen. Okay, so that's our overall energy for today. We'll get into cards in a second, but our astro forecast for this week. We're sitting in new moon in Gemini today. So how perfect that we are having this conversation today. We are sitting in the new moon in Gemini, which is all about adventure, right? Communication. This is birthing new. This is birthing your 2.0, but exploring it a little bit, not being so hard and like hiding in that closet, right? This is communication with new people. This is saying yes to something that maybe you wouldn't normally say yes to. So Venus enters Leo too. It entered Leo this weekend. And that brings about fun and romance, right? A little spiciness, a little fire. It brings about passion and joy and adventure. So because of this Venus, this planet of love, this planet of self-love, self-discovery, love of other people, love of whatever community moves in with Leo, it's time to like light a fire on your ass about like where you're loving yourself, where do you love other people, and like let go a little bit, especially with this new moon in Gemini, right? So new people, how do you love, right? Come out of the freaking proverbial closet, okay? Whatever that looks like, it is time to come on out and say yes to new adventure, whatever feeds that 2.0 version of your next self, right? It's time. It's time to start moving it along. Okay, so now we are going to get into our card reading for today. So I tried to pull one card for our main theme, but two popped out. So we got super lucky today, and they're perfect. So the first card we get here is number 5. And number 5 is change through chaos, confusion, conflict, and challenge. And yes, change is hard, right? Anytime, I was just telling this to a friend, you know who you are, Love you. But anytime we change, there has to be some kind of an alchemy, right? There has to be some kind of friction through an element, right? So fire, water, earth, air, and spirit is interwoven into all of those elements. So change often happens because there's pressure in certain situations, right? And right now there's pressure coming to get you to change into 2.0, right? And there's all of this beautiful wind energy with inspiration and adventure. And there's this fire energy, like lighting a fire under your butt and making you adventurous and making you passionate about life. Like, so use that energy to step out of the closet per se, and reintroduce yourself. So number 5 is a big deal here. So we've got number 5. It is the white spring, which is like rebirth, right? And it has to do with energy, gratitude, healing, and protection. It's like coming out of the tomb. So let's read a little bit. And this is the Mist of Avalon Oracle deck. It's my fave. Okay, so this is seek the waters of the underworld with miraculous essence and healing magic. Perfect. This could be a big mic drop here. Big energy today. Free yourself from old attachments that no longer serve you, right? Old identities. It's a time of endings, to let go of the old and make room for the new. Embrace your desires and allow your heart to lead the way. But first, you must cleanse the old, be renewed, and acknowledge the possibility of change so that you can become the person you've always wanted to be. Again, mic drop. Who is it? That's that 2.0 version of yourself. And the mantra for this card is, I am ready to create something new. I freaking love when spirit does that. Okay. Now, again, we did not get just one card. We got 2. Number 17, which equals out to number 8. So that is karma, ending karmic contracts, beginning new contracts, rebirth. But guess what? You're the goddess and you are carrying the sword of truth. And so with this next 2.0 version, with this next karmic contract, you're going to have your sword of truth in your hand. And that's what you're going to use to inspire you to create change. So we got the Lady of the Lake. And this has to do with mystery, self-knowledge, the goddess, and the other world. We heard the other world twice, which is like a lot of times we have to sink down deep in our cauldron of creation, right? And really kind of let one identity of ourselves go before we reach this 2.0 version of ourselves, using all of what we're mixing, all of the ingredients, all of our wisdom spaces, all of our traumas, all of our epiphanies, exactly what we were talking about before, right? Okay. So don't be afraid to dip into the other world, the shadow space, right? In order to get some insight on how you're going to birth your next version of yourself. So this card says, only the pure of heart can gain entry to the precious realms. Please abide or be ushered aside. Seek the sword of truth and integrity within yourself. Take control of your own life and make the most of what skills and talents you have. You are stronger than you think. Stand in your own power. So this is like, be unapologetically you, right? And the mantra for this card is, I create my own reality. Again, mic drops. 2 cards that are talking about creation, right? And using this more air energy, this new beginning, more air energy to find inspiration, think out of the box, seek new perspectives, as well as this fire, to connect with the passion and the motivation and the drive to create. Okay. Woo! All right. Off to a good start. Of course, because we're talking about all of this, fire energy of inspiration. We're going to pull from our dragon deck because she wanted to play today. So let me know again, what version of you are you creating? What do you dream for yourself? What do you see for the story of your life? Share it in the comments. Okay, the card that we pulled is number 13, which is number 4. So we're finding balance, but it's the card of challenge, standing up for your rights. Exactly, right? We are carrying our sword of truth. We are moving through the challenge of letting the old go, right? And we are doubling down to seek balance, but we got to stand up for our rights. We have to use our voice, boundaries. We have to use our tools of creation, keeping what's sacred protected within us, and not letting any outside forces influence or stop us from coming out of the closet, right? All right, so now we're going to pull an angel card. So angels, what do you have for us today? Please tell us, what do we need to know? What do we need to hear? What do we need to know? And we got the card of course, letting go. Okay, number 3, 2, 1, letting go. And we heard that here. We have to let go. Surrender and let go of control. Release resistance and trust in the flow of life, knowing that everything unfolds in divine timing for your highest good. I think one of the biggest tools as we're in transitional spaces, as we're finding the courage and the strength to come out, to introduce ourselves to society of who we really are on the inside without hiding certain parts of it, and like letting go of like what people think of us or who we're supposed to be. That's painful, that's hard, that's scary. But I think part of that, one thing we can use is we can check in with our body. So it's like when you're around certain people or places or whatever, you're doing an activity, how does your body feel? Do you feel energized or do you feel drained? Do you feel like your muscles are constricted, when you're around certain things? Or do you feel relaxed and open and free? Like this vessel is a roadmap. So use that. Check in with your physical body. And whatever you're feeling like super big tension about, and this is different tension than like being scared to like go do the damn thing or like jump off a cliff. That's something different, right? When your body is like, no, that is not for me. That's going to signal letting go. Also check in with your emotions. If you get super like weepy about certain things or angry or whatever, it's like, okay, maybe that is a clue to what you need to let go of. All right. So listen to your body, listen to your emotions. We're going to pull a couple tarot cards today. So again, if you have not liked and subscribed, please do. I thank you to everyone who has been helping us build our channel so far. We did a baby channel, but there's a lot of good nuggets of amazingness in this channel, through what I channel. I'm a channeler, by the way. I'm a channeler. I'm an energy healer. I'm I'm just a whatever, right? We reach the point of doing all the things and I'm just like, I'm here. That's what I say. I'm a midwife of souls because I just do all the things. I do all the things. So first card we get here is the Knight of Wands in reverse. And this is so interesting because we are dealing with this with Venus moving into Leo, right? We're dealing with all of this kind of like fiery energy that is meant to inspire, but we're scared. We're scared. So it's like the Knight of Wands is like, there is supposed to be this fast forward moving energy, giving some kind of inspiration for a new adventure, like new spice of life, but it's stalled, it's stuck. So where are you holding back something that excites you? It's like when it's really comfortable to stay in, your friends are like, oh, I'm going out or whatever. There's this like cool band or playing or something. And you feel just safe at home. Like maybe you've been a homebody for a long time because you've been healing, right? And it's like time to go out and do the thing. You're like, no. You say no, right? And maybe that's a good choice, but maybe you are stopping yourself from having that new adventure. So again, like we said before, it's time to say yes to things that put you out in the crowd a little bit, put you in front of new people, get you experiencing new things. So reflect on where we're staying hidden in the closet and what can we do to move through this portal of I'm coming out, right? So reflect on that. And when you do, It's the Fool. It's the 0 point in the hero's journey here. And it's a new beginning. The sun's at your back. You're being very supported. Be simple, be clear, know what you want, right? What's your story? Write it down. You've got a loyal little companion over here of rebirth. This guy's holding this white flower of rebirth and that freshness. He's got hope and he's about to just jump off the cliff, like do things. So you have a new beginning coming, but you have to say yes. You have to put yourself in positions to say yes, and you have to let go of old identities, people, things, places, especially the things within yourself that kept you hidden, kept you in the closet. It's time to let go, and it's time to stand in your truth and stand up for yourself. Who are you really, right? Because that's what's going to give you your new birth, is activating that version. It's time to start living into your next identity. And the last card in the tarot that we got is the Two of Cups. Yes, 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 yes. So again, Venus, Leo, move it in. And we're, heading out of Gemini season in a little bit here. We're going to be moving into Cancer season, which is water, which is like cup of life, filling all the way up. It's emotions, it's love. And we're going to be coming into summer solstice, which I'll do a reading on that early this next week or maybe mid next week. So we'll touch on that in a couple days too. But we've got our Two of Cups. So we've got a decision. There's different pathways, right? We can stay in the closet or we can come out. We can be, version 1.0 of ourselves, or we can choose to start implementing 2.0. But there are opportunities available to you that will begin to fill your cup of life all the way up. All right. Maybe it's a new romance. Maybe it's something that just has you all giggly inside. Maybe it's a new adventure that you're going on. Maybe it's a new community. And maybe it's just finding a new place within yourself that you just love yourself more because you can be truly you with unapologetically you, without editing certain parts of yourself, right? So this is coming into balance with your heart. This is coming into balance with yourself, but you have a choice here. You have a choice. So what is that choice going to be? Coming out or staying in? All right. All right. So let's get one more kind of wrap up card, Spirit. What would you like this collective to know? What are some possible outcomes for revealing, making our big debut with pride? Okay, it is number 3, which is Sacred Expansion. It's Aspen Spirit, and it's the card of courage. You got to have courage. You have to have courage to come out, right? Sometimes things aren't, what is it? The right way is oftentimes not the easiest way. I don't think I said that right, but whatever, So the right path is often the hardest path. And it doesn't always have to be, right? But it does take some courage. Remember that friction, that alchemy point, to move into the true version of you, your next version of you, your 2.0 version of you. Okay. So have a little courage, have a little faith, have a little strength, have a little hope. Call on other people that are really pouring in your cup. Come into union, not only with yourself, but with other people that are on the other side, right? That support the 2.0 version of you. Let go of the people and the situations that don't have that in mind, right? Gotta let it die. Gotta let it go. Stand up for who you really are. Who are you? What's your truth? And how can you live that out loud? You're starting a new journey, but you're going to have to say yes to the journey, right? You're going to have to say yes to the journey, and you're going to have the courage to do so. So believe in yourself. I believe in you. All right. But just know that I am wishing you lots of love and blessings as you move into the next 2.0 version of yourself. And if you would like to work with me, I've got all my links in the comments. Feel free to message me anytime. I'm available for personal sessions as well. All right, friends, I'm wishing you lots of love and blessings. Take care.